Gentleman from Florida rise.
Mr. Speaker, I have a motion to recommit at the desk.
Is the gentleman opposed to the bill?
I am opposed in its current form.
The gentleman qualifies. The clerk will report the motion.
Mr. Deutch of Florida moves to recommit the bill H.R. 1904 to the Committee on Natural Resources with instructions to report the same back to the House forthwith with the following amendment. Page 6, line 19, relating to the definition of resolution copper mining, LLC, insert before the period the following, except that such term shall not include any company, successor, assign, affiliate, member, or joint venturer with an ownership interest in any property or project, any portion of which is owned by the Iran Foreign Investment Company.
House will be in order. The gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, bipartisan unity may be rare these days.
The gentleman's correct. The House is not in order. Gentleman may proceed.
But if there is one issue we have consistently come together on, it is the threat posed by a nuclear-armed Iran. That's why last year this body voted to enact tough new sanctions aimed at preventing Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. That's why 332 members of this House.
The House will be in order. Gentleman may proceed.
Mr. Speaker, that's why 332 members of this House are today co-sponsors of new legislation to strengthen Iran sanctions law. And it is also why this body should join me on this final amendment to the bill, so we do not reward companies that provide financial aid and material support to the Iranian regime, because this bill, in its current form, will bolster Iran's illicit quest for nuclear weapons. This legislation awards U.S. land to Resolution Copper, a company owned by Rio Tinto. Rio Tinto also owns a majority stake in the Rossing uranium mine in Namibia.
Gentleman will suspend. The gentleman deserves to be heard. Gentleman may proceed.
In Namibia, where it's partners with the Iran Foreign Investment Company, the Iran Foreign Investment Company is wholly owned by the Iranian regime, and last summer, the Treasury Department added it to the list of Iranian entities in violation of sanctions law. Quite simply, we are about to reward a company that partners with the Iranian regime to mine, of all things, the uranium it needs to become a nuclear power. This Congress cannot be in the business of assisting a regime that plots attacks on the U.S. soil, that kills brave American soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan, and threatens to wipe our ally Israel off the map. Iran has made its intentions clear. The Iranian nuclear program is not intended for peaceful purposes. Just last month, an IAEA report indicated increasing Mr. Speaker, the House is not in order.
Gentleman is correct. If members would please take their conversations from the floor. Gentleman may proceed.
The IAEA noted the military dimensions to the Iranian program. The threat is real, and this Congress has always taken it seriously. We have watched Iran attempt to make a mockery of U.S. law by finding new ways to evade sanctions, and now we are going to help them do it? My amendment does one thing. It blocks any land exchange with a company or affiliate connected to the Iran Foreign Investment Company. Let me be clear. This amendment will not prevent the passage of the legislation. If adopted, it will be incorporated and we will vote on the final bill. We have come together against a nuclear-armed Iran before, and we could do it again today. Let's put partisanship aside. Join me on this motion to recommit, and let's unite against the very real threat of a nuclear-armed Iranian regime. I am pleased to yield to the ranking member, Mr. Markey.
Gentlemen, the bill before us today proposes to give away national forest land to the Resolution Copper Corporation so they can build a giant copper mine.
Suspend. Gentleman may continue.
There could be somewhere between $2 billion and $7 billion worth of copper on this land. So who exactly is this company that is going to be the beneficiary of Republican majority largesse? A controlling 55% of Resolution Copper's shares are owned by the giant mining conglomerate Rio Tinto. Now, what else does Rio Tinto own? It turns out Rio Tinto owns 65% of the world's largest open-pit uranium mine, the Rossing mine in Namibia. Their second largest partner in the Rossing uranium mine with a 15% stake and 2 people on the board of directors is none other than the government of Iran. The UN Security Council has 6 times approved resolutions condemning Iran for its violations of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, and this House has twice enacted strong Iran nuclear sanctions, and yet Rio Tinto is in partnership with the Iranian government to mine uranium. For what purpose? And with this bill today, we are rewarding Rio Tinto. We are telling Rio Tinto, never mind the UN sanctions, never mind the sanctions of U.S. law. What the Deutch Amendment does is say, if you want to do business with America, you need to stop doing business with Iran and Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. Under this amendment, as soon as Rio Tinto severs its partnership with Iran and Ahmadinejad, Rio Tinto's Resolution Copper affiliate can proceed to take title to these very valuable federal lands in Arizona, in the United States of America. I don't think that's too much for this Congress to ask. Vote for a strong nuclear non-proliferation policy. Send a message to Ahmadinejad. Vote for the Deutch Amendment.
Does the gentleman yield back? Gentleman yields back.
Yield back the balance of my time.
Purposes the gentleman from Washington.